Hey everybody, Silver Lion back with another video, and today I would like to discuss the storage of your precious metals, and in my opinion, some of the good ways to store them. Thank you for tuning in. Hopefully you liked the video today, and please stick around to the end to see what is coming up next on my channel. Hey everybody, so obviously like I said, we're going to be talking about storing your precious metals. Kind of giving the pros and cons on each way you can, maybe what's the best, and maybe what's kind of the worst way to store. But let's kind of get into it. I'm going to say the first is definitely holding them in flips like this, as you can see here. I've got a couple of these. In a way, flips aren't a horrible way to store your precious metals. If you want to protect them against scratches and dings, that's probably a decent way of doing it. The one downside is they do leave this weird film on your pieces, whether you're putting coins or bars in there, and a lot of people don't like that, including myself. That is actually something new that I found out. It makes a lot of sense because I think that you can kind of see the difference between the silver buffalo that I have right here and the other ones. They seem to be a little bit more filmy or a little bit, not as shiny as the other ones. I don't know if that's because of the films. I've had some of them in the flips for a couple months now. I don't know how it's affected them by any means. But some of them are also milk spotted. I don't know if the age has something to do with the dullness of the coin, but that is something that I actually learned fairly recently. So I thought I'd share that also. I do believe that it is a good way to protect them, but if you are worried about the damage that the flips cause, I would not store them in flips. I have now actually taken them out and I store them, I guess you could say, naked inside of my safe, which is another place that you can store your silver, inside of a safe. The thing with safes is that you have to make sure they're secured. A lot of safes you can bolt to the ground, but a lot of people, if for some unfortunate reason you do get broken into, that's the first thing they're going to look for is a safe. So I do recommend maybe scattering your coins around a little bit. If you have a bookshelf with a lot of books, you can hollow out a book, put some in there, and then kind of disguise it inside of the other books. You can probably put them in a sock and keep them in your sock drawer. But that's another place a lot of people put them. Kind of get creative. I've heard stories about people burying them in the backyard or putting them in some potted plants underneath the soil. I don't want to give everybody's secrets away just in case we have some ill-intended people watching the video right now. But that is another great way to store your silver. You do have to kind of watch the humidity, and if you aren't going to store them in either a flip or a case like this one is inside of, you will have to worry about toning and potential damage to your coin. Me personally, I don't mind toning. I actually think some of it looks absolutely amazing on older coins and older rounds. I think toning looks kind of cool. It's very vintage looking, and it's got a nice shine to it sometimes. But sometimes it can look pretty ugly. So it all depends on you and how you want to do that. Another way is, I know a couple online places that I have purchased from have their own kind of vault that they keep your silver in for you. The thing is with that is you have to make sure that it is an extremely reputable place. There was an instance a little while back where I think it was somewhere close to maybe $500,000 to $1 million worth of silver and possibly gold was missing out of some of these vaults where they were supposedly holding people's coins in silver and gold. And they were just kind of doing a little Ponzi scheme from what it seemed like with the silver and gold. There's a lot of good videos on that from some other content creators that are out there. I'm sure people who I've watching it might have heard of that. If you haven't, go on and maybe hop on Google and take a look at that. But another great way, like I kind of mentioned before, are these capsules that you can see. This is actually the only piece of silver that I have inside of a capsule. I do have some capsules on the way. I would like to put a couple of my other pieces inside capsules, but for right now I only have one, and the rest of my bullion and the rest of my silver is kind of sitting naked. Besides my gold, that's all wrapped up in the minter's writing. Another great way besides these little capsules is keeping your rounds in tubes, your coins or rounds. It's a very easy way to keep the same ones kind of organized. Like as you can see, I have a bunch of silver buffaloes. I should probably get a tube and keep those in a tube. You can probably also see that I have a couple Aztec rounds sitting on the table here. That would be a great place to put those also, just to kind of keep them stacked and organized. And my other ones just kind of float around a little bit. I do want some tubes. It would make it a lot easier to not only see the amount that I have, but keep my silver organized a little bit. I haven't found very much in the way of tubes for bars. I do think that they are out there. I just haven't actually gone out myself and looked for them. I'm sure you can find them anywhere online or anywhere at your local coin shop. They might have them. I don't know about the bars though. The tubes for the coins and the rounds, yes, those are out there, and I think they are probably one of the best, if not the best way to store your silver if you're trying to keep them safe from the toning and scratches and stuff like that. But they might get scratched though once you start kind of dumping them in there. You got to be kind of careful when you put them inside of it. And the things with tubes is you can kind of buy a monster box. I don't know if you've ever heard of that. Go look up that. And put your tubes inside of a monster box. I think that's kind of a cool goal to have, is to fill a whole monster box with a certain type of round, maybe like the buffaloes or a silver eagle or the maple leafs or any type of mint or round that you feel like you need to stack. But I think those are all great ideas. Like I said, I do think the best way is to keep them inside of a tube. And if you're worried about maybe getting broken into, you can hide those fairly easily. They're very small. They hold about 20 coins or rounds or whatever type of bullion you think should go in there. And you can store them wherever you can remember. I don't recommend putting them in a spot where you wouldn't quite remember. That would be kind of backwards a little bit. But I would say probably one of the worst ways to store your silver or your precious metals is probably somewhere where you cannot access them personally without getting a hold of somebody else, like doing it on like an online store. Nothing to say bad about the online stores that actually provide those services for you, but I just don't trust anybody besides myself with my precious metals. The flips, like I said, I wouldn't personally use them anymore. I used to actually put all of my bullion, all of my silver and coins and my bars inside of the flips because I thought that was a great way to preserve them. I didn't think that, oxygen could get to it, or they would start toning, or, maybe it was a nice little layer to protect them from the scratches and the dings and the dents. But now learning that they can potentially cause damage to my silver, I want to stay away from them. I don't want to use them. I don't want to touch them. I don't even really want to look at them. I still have all the flips that I have from buying them online and going to my local coin shop, just in case I ever want to maybe send some out and, maybe do a giveaway, or if I ever for some reason needed to sell them, I still have those, but they are no longer being stored inside of the flips. But if you found this video informational, I know I talked a little bit kind of fast, but if you need to go back and rewatch, that's okay. But if you found it informational, if you like what I had to say, please leave a like, leave a comment down below with what your opinion is on the best way to stack your silver or store your silver. And please hit that subscribe button, hit that bell notification so you get notifications every time I post videos on this channel. And like I said, I appreciate it if you guys have stuck around to the end. You guys are great. You guys are amazing. More video content coming out. Hopefully I can get more stuff done this week. And I appreciate you guys watching. Thank you. Have a great rest of your day, and I'll see you in the next video.